Hey everyone, welcome back to Mobile Suit Podquacks. This is episode 3, I think. I am Gavin, your co-host, along with...
I'm Dan, known as Chubby Zaku as well. And we have a guest this week. We've got our first ever guest, and it is... Do you want to introduce yourself? Oh, he's gone.
I'm back. Sorry. Hello there. Good evening. Good evening. Sorry. Someone on my screen started popping up and counting down. I was like, have I broke something already? We hadn't even started. Hello there. I'm Gundam Droopler. Hello.
So, do you want to tell everyone a bit about yourself, Drew?
Yeah. Right. Here we go. Shake off the nerves of people are going to see me. So, my name's Andrew. I'm from Yorkshire, West Yorkshire, near Leeds. As you can probably tell by from north, like where we dig coal
and eat gravy.
Do you know what? I'm actually really excited to learn that because my my family on my mum's side are up from Clitheroe, like out that way. So I've got that kind of northern heritage. Yeah, that's exciting. I didn't know that, man. Nice.
Oh, prepare to learn, young man. Prepare to learn. And yeah, I'm. As you're here for a reason. I'm a Gundam builder. I've been building these models seriously now for about 2 years, but it's probably been going a lot longer than that. So I'm sure we'll delve into that.
And it has consumed your life, hasn't it?
Yeah, last 2 years, it wasn't the intention to. It was to begin with. It started with I work away a lot, and when you work away, when you finish work, there's not much to do when you're away from home. So I remembered I used to build these kits. Found a shop that were close in Bradford, only about half an hour away. Next thing I know, I'm in my car flying through, and I think from that moment I stepped in the shop. Yeah, I was doomed. It was sealed. My wallet was on the counter. Here's all my details. Do you want my soul?
Yeah.
How much blood do you want?
Here's a kidney.
Yeah. Just create me bionic. You take it all, and and here we are. Many kits built later, and still just as consumed as I was on the day that I got drawn in, as probably most of everybody else is. We've all had hobbies before, but this thing it's infinite.
It hits different, this one. I don't know why. It's something about it just hits different. It's not as what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I want to say toxic or like, but it's not. That's not what I mean. But it's not as there's not as much like hate in it as I find as I've received in other hobbies. You know what I mean? Like people just dislike you for no reason. And this hobby, it's kind of everyone kind of just like is all here for a good time, and I just want to look at model kits. I quite like that.
Pretty much, yeah. It doesn't transcend anything more than that, and it don't matter what level you're at, how long you've been doing it. We can all relate, because let's face it, we all had to learn any skill set at some point. We weren't just, hello, I've come out my mum today and I know how to use God hands.
Yeah.
It didn't work like that, unfortunately. You have to learn everything, so it's easily to relate, I think, throughout, and it's easy to help because, well, let's face it, we were all there at one point. We've all melted some plastic, and we've all painted something we shouldn't have, and maybe cut something that we thought was a nub but was actually a finger or a peg.
Oh, I'll come back to that later, actually. Yeah. You've just reminded me of something.
So we've got some questions that we've answered our own, me and Gav have. Gav done it twice because he was a bit unsure on his.
I could do it again. Yeah.
The same.
For time's a charm, sir.
Yeah. But yeah, we're going to ask you some questions, Drew, and then we'll see, just so people kind of know you as, like, they can kind of gauge you as a person from the questions. So what's your favorite mobile suit? And as I said with Gav, notice how I said mobile suit and not Gundam.
Well, my favorite mobile suit is a Gundam.
That's fair.
And it is Thunderbolt from Gundam Thunderbolt December Sky, the FA-71 full armor.
Full armor, the like dark blue and it's very nice.
Got any shields? Yes.
Yeah.
How many missiles? Okay.
Yeah.
No numbers, just yes. But yeah, that kit, that suit, that as you're probably going to find out down the line, Gundam Thunderbolt is a big, not just favourite of mine, but it's responsible for me probably sitting in this chair and speaking to you guys and everybody else right now.
Yeah.
It's the one that got me hooked, drew me in, finally allowed me to understand the Universal Century after maybe 20 years of trying to watch Gundam and just being like, I have no idea what's going on here. I can watch Wing, and that makes sense from what we were shown as kids. Five heroes and giant robots. Okay, there's politics, but I don't need to worry about the politics. There's a big cannon. Fantastic,
Yeah.
so.
No, it's a brilliant series. I do agree with you there.
Yeah, and the way that thing was depicted, just it's the perfect RX-78. We all love Granddaddy, we owe everything to the Granddaddy, and it's had that many redesigns, reskins, different artists, everything we can probably think of, and we've probably got more to come. And that one just hits hard. It's perfect in every way. On a personal level, and this is why we all love this hobby, because there's how many different mobile suits to choose from,
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you say your favorite grade is? Now, I actually already know the answer to this, but everyone else.
If you follow or know me, you probably already know the answer to this question as well. It's master grade. It's been master grade now probably for a good solid year and a half. Even down to 2020 when I bought a couple of kits back then when I was, COVID of, there's I could rewatch Wing, so I built a couple of master grade heavy arms, master grade Death Scythe, the Verka versions, the Kotoki redesign ones, from Endless Waltz, and then I bought all of them, so I had the whole set. And then I got so entwined in skateboarding that they sat on the shelf for the last 4.5 years until 2 years ago when I came back. I was like, I should really finish that set. I should really finish the quintessential 5 wing set off. And finally, the last one was which one was the last one? Shenlong. So I did a speed build and I built it in 3 hours. So,
Jesus Christ, it's good going.
So I know if I need to speed build, I can get an MG done in 3 hours. So,
that's good.
That's amazing.
Everything. Quite questionable nub marks, but that wasn't the agenda.
No. Yeah. So you got your boy band of Gundams done anyway.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, considering that you said earlier that you've been doing it sort of heavy for a couple of years now, your stuff is insane. I was having a little spy on you earlier, and I was like, his stuff is mental. I looked at the Faz that you did, and where you'd like customized it, and it was so good. It's so good.
I really appreciate that.
No, I like the colors as well. I noticed were like they reminded me of the in Hathaway the new Gundam that kind of like has all the armor at the Penelope thing with the new inside it. It reminded me of that color scheme. Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
I was so impressed, man.
Thank you so much. I'm a fan of that suit, by the way. I know Super Robot Chicken's got much hate, but when you look into the lore of what it is and why it is that way, it's Anaheim Electric's the furthest they can push thruster technology before being able to shrink Minovsky flight systems down small enough. So although it looks crazy, the way it can maneuver can keep up near enough to what Minovsky systems can do. That's a hell of a flight system to be that maneuverable, and it on Earth in gravity.
Yeah.
Imagine it in space, how much that thing could like zip, was in 0 G's compared to like Earth's gravity, like a Minovsky. So when you look at the lore, it makes much more sense, and you peel it all away, and you've got a new Gundam. Well, where do I put my money into?
Yeah.
Give me the kit, really. So
you're gonna get the kit for that.
Oh, mate, it's already definitely 100%. As soon as I saw it announced on the Bandai videos, I've watched them profusely. I was actually training at work for a new job, and while I was being told about probably stuff I should really have listened to because it's like substation.
Killed yourself.
About 150,000 volts. It wouldn't just kill me; it'd obliterate me from the inside out. I was watching the reveal videos for the Alexia's kit.
Priorities, isn't it?
Yeah, so if I'm not with you in a couple of weeks, you know why.
Yeah.
Died doing what he loved.
Yeah.
With a smile
Not
on
paying
my
attention.
Face. Exactly, yeah. But no, thank you. It's only really been like the last sort of probably about this time last year since I've actually first started painting kits as well and like customizing them. Before, like, what I used to hand paint.
But yeah, this moves on to our main topic as well, doesn't it? I suppose we should get into it.
Yeah, definitely something to touch on for later is the painting journey I've had in quite a short space of time, but there is a reason why I were able to kind of excel a lot quicker than maybe the average adult would be able to, and it's my company I was working for before had us on stand down from April last year to December until being made redundant. In that time, I was paid to be at home, ready to go. In that time, while preparing to be ready to go for work, I built an excessive amount of Gundam kits, dioramas, LEDs. I painted stuff, and I had day after day, no time limit. It wasn't paid to build the kits, but I didn't have to. I was paid the exact same whether I went to work or sat at home. So, as you can all imagine, if you had the time in this adult life, you could pause the kids, you could pause the family, you could pause work. You're still getting money, so you've got all the time you want. You can excel quite quick when you really pour yourself into something. And I I, I went black hole hyper focus galore. And
yeah.
unfortunately, that dream ended in January, where I had to rejoin the real world again and start a new job. So the last sort of 6 months have been intense weeks. I work in a similar job to what Dan does. So me and Dan, this is how we kind of became friends. Is we're both in the construction industry, but we both build model kits, and it's quite tough industry. You imagine physically on its bodies, and a lot of people don't see that we're up at 4:30, 4 o'clock in the morning to drive 2-3 hours to a job, to then do a 12-hour shift, to then drive 2 hours back, and all you're thinking about in that time is, I can't wait to build my kit. And then you get home and you sit in your chair and you fall asleep in your chair.
Yep.
So,
been there.
Yeah, that's it. So I completely appreciate how lucky I was last year to have all that time. It was like being in COVID again, similar situation, but it was, the majority of last year was spent building model kits. There was no goal of I'm going to reach this level. It was just I got to build so much that you learn a lot quicker, because some weeks I was building 3-4 kits, like HG kits and maybe the odd MG kit. Practice is the key.
But you've moved on to airbrush now as well, haven't you?
I have, yeah. So Christmas just gone, I bit the bullet and I trapped myself. And the main reason I held off is from working away. It was I can take a lot. As you can all imagine, the stuff that we use to build these kits, it's pretty straightforward. You could probably fit it in a box. You could take a kit. If you're in a hotel, the digs, Airbnb, there's always somewhere to build a kit, So I've always been not stuck, but that was my limit. Each week the boxes got, more and more, and when started buying Tamiya paints to paint the inner frame, a few more stuff. But it was manageable, like there was nothing I couldn't do at home that I could do while away with work.
Yeah.
But while off for so long and kind of pushing the medium of hand painting to what I considered its limit for myself, I took the dive. So this new job, I'm away, but I'm also at home, so I get a decent balance now of getting to have good solid evenings of being on the airbrush and getting through that sort of work. But yeah, changing to airbrushing has been a game changer for what I'm able to achieve now. If you've done that switch yourself, you'll know the world opens up to any form of finishes, effects.
Yeah, I agree.
Shading techniques, the overall finish that you get, and even just down to a therapeutic level, it's quite, when you're locked in and you've got, how many pieces are in a kit, sometimes 400 pieces to paint. Flow state's activated quite nicely.
Do you find that you spend more time painting than building with your airbrush?
Yeah, so my process is every single piece cut out from a kit, compiled into what color it's going to be, and kind of built up from there. So usually I aim to get most of the inner frame painted and detailed and to a state that it's kind of built. So I can actually have a perfect example here. I'm building the MG high new at the minute, so the inner frame's built and ready to receive armor. So we've got, piston detailing in there and little bits of copper that's going to show through when we've got the armor on, and a little bit on the toe ends so that when the armor's on. So I do a lot of studying the manual before I build, so I can kind of work out what's going to show, what's worth kind of, making these kind of mass-produced little, copper small detail parts that just add them little, just little chef kiss.
This is the same man that said he would build an MG in 3 hours earlier.
Yeah, and now I can't even. Yeah, I'm on week 3 or week 4 on this kit, and I've only just finished pre-shading all the armor.
We spoke about this the other day, didn't we, Drew? Where you were saying sometimes you get a bit jealous of people when you see they start with a box and they finish with a kit in a sitting, because you go so hard on your paint jobs.
Yes, a couple of weeks ago we had this first little build day at Gundam UK. So I was upstairs basically just making sure it ran and chilled and chatted with and enjoyed the day. And there were a couple of, there were a lot of people there that came that day just with some tools and they bought a kit there. And then by the end of the day, the kit's built, it's sat on the desk. And it's been so long since I've done that, or even got anywhere remotely near anything to show within a day's worth of work. And I got all a bit emotional, I remember them days. I kind of wish I'd not learned all this painting stuff and techniques. I miss just a kit, just build it and messing about with it, and then having the buzz to do another one. And so sometimes it's a bit of a curse when you continue. I want to learn this, I want to learn that, because
when you push yourself, it can lead to a burnout at some point, doesn't it?
I've been very fortunate that I've not really been too burnt out just yet. I really love building these kits. Is a very big zen thing for me. I enjoy it as much as I can. I'll be honest.
Do you find that, because I find that I'm at a point now where I can't look at a kit where I've just snapped it together and left it without looking online for decals, and now I'm starting to pick up Tamiya paints and things, and kind of I'm finding I look at them and I'm like, it isn't right. I need to do more, So I hear what you're saying. I absolutely am one of those people where I can get a couple of evenings in and just build a kit, but then I'll look at it and it will sit next to my desk for months, and I'm constantly going, it needs this extra something. I wish I could do this, and I'm on that kind of precipice of an airbrush. I think is the thing that is missing. It's that missing link in kind of ultimately ending up where you are.
I think a big thing with that as well, though, you might agree with me with this, Drew, is you can pick up just some chrome marker pens and stuff and do a little bit of detailing, and that can sometimes finish a kit off. But hand painting as well is a good way to start. Drew's absolutely. I've seen up front his actual. I actually own one of his hand painted kits, and it's amazing what you can do with just hand painting. It is phenomenal. I think he's a detriment to like how good a hand painter can really be.
Literally, as you said, the way I started was the exact same. Like, oh, I'd like to be able to do, a bit of this. The main thing that got me in customizing was seeing back in 2020. I just was seeing a lot of posts of the full mechanics Barbatos Lupus and Lupus Rex that came out.
Yeah.
I was just seeing these insanely, and you'll probably understand now why my frames are just metallically painted and super shiny and color separated, but just the frames, the frame parts and that, I tried to replicate that back then and made a mess. And then when I came back to it, I bought a few pens and got into the gunmetals, but I just weren't getting what I remember kind of, seeing. And then eventually, when I switched to, as Dan said, like, and yourself, like, basically, right, I'm going to buy some Tamiya paints. I'm going to give it a whirl now. And I was pushed from a friend called Comic Customs. He was one of the winner of the GBWC last year. We've known him quite a fair while. He's the one who was responsible for sort of pushing me into, come on, be confident. Like, you can do it. I do it. He hand paints himself. So I bought just the gunmetal Tamiya paint. We've all probably seen it before. It's worth picking up. It's an X10 gunmetal Tamiya paint. This is pretty much your secret sauce for beginning to paint your inner frames. And Tamiya also do a pack of 3 brushes. Here's 2 of them. It costs like £5. And these are the only brushes that I use. I genuinely all the hand paint kits that I did do were done with just these 2 brushes. The finish was achieved in the end by it's thinning your paints up, correctly, which is trial and error. But Tamiya have a really good secret where the amount in the pot that they fill it is only halfway. So that's intended so that you use the X20 to fill it up to the top. And that is what gives it its perfect ratio for hand painting and for airbrushing. So Tamiya is like a really good starting point, for just, what do I want to do? I just want to paint some metallics. Get some of that paint, a brush, and even as simple as when you first open your kit, you're going to notice and you're going to come to learn that an inner frame or anything that's intended, in my opinion, to be metallic is a dark grey. The joints on the inside of the arms, knees, hips, those little details always grey or black. You can usually identify them. They're all usually encased within a similar runner.
Yeah.
Just separate them aside. And a good starting point, just to even cover time, paint all the parts on the runner. Literally, dip your brush in the paint and paint them on the runner. That's the perfect thing to start. So when you cut them out, you've already got quite a lot of your, parts already looking there by, little quick sand up and then snap together back into your, paintbrush, and you paint and just touch it all up, and there's your starting point. And from there, it's just trial and error. And if you're not, as long as you're confident enough to grab the brush and open the pot and dip it in and apply it and see what happens. And the main thing in my opinion, for this is don't be scared to make mistakes. Don't be scared to try stuff. It is just plastic. It can be rectified. It's not as deep and as hard as you may think. It's not all on that. You us ourselves will put it on a pedestal. We'll make it. I don't think I can do that. That's well out of my skill set. Blah, and that's so hard. And look, all that scribing and blah. Every single person that's built a kit is made up of the exact same material that you have.
Do you know what's so interesting is you Dan might agree with me here. You describe like such something that I look at as such a high, like you said, a high skill set. You've just described it exactly how I describe being a parent. and that everyone's done it. It can't be that hard.
It can't be that hard. Yeah.
I'm not the first one to do
it. This is it. Like a little bit of confidence and blind faith, but just also the fact of just do not be scared. You are going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
In life, in anything you try, a new skill set, you are going to fail. You are. It's just part of it.
Okay.
So
well,
what?
Speaking of failing, then I've got a question I just thought of, and I think it'd be a really interesting one for us to talk about. What is, well, either a kit you can give as an example where you've done this, or your kind of like opinion of at what point do you give up on a kit that you've broken or gotten wrong in something you're trying to do. I mean, I can give you an example. I knackered my new Vercar earlier, trying to I was trying to be clever. I was thinking, oh, I'm going to take a picture of this. When I edit it all together, it will look really cool. And the vision was, I'm going to take all the limbs off and swap them out with a RX-78 Vercar, and it will like pop off, and the video will be, oh, it looks like it's like gotten muscly or something, and it'll be funny. But in doing so, I've snapped the arm joint in such a way that glue is just not gonna cut it.
Never.
So now he's like, his arm, if you poke it, it just falls out. Like, it's so weak. And the thing is, I really loved that kit. I spent a lot of time. That was quite a sentimental kit for me. And now I'm looking at it and I'm like, ruined. You will never be the same.
No, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Have you got an answer for that one, Drew?
I've got an answer, but before I even answer, I'm actually going to be a little bit of a naughty person. I'm going to coax Dan into explaining his, and if he remembers, it was quite a recent one
the panda. The panda.
It's the panda. You need to tell the story on the panda, because as much as I felt for you, I did laugh.
Yeah, it is heartbreaking. So for those of you who don't know, the panda is an upscale of the Gramps 2.0 real grade, and it's done to mass grade size. And I bought myself one, and I bought Drew one as well. And the plan was we were going to both paint them, not show each other, and then like, look, I've done one, and I've done mine as well. Wait, look. And during this process, when I do my airbrushing and stuff, I have like a little portable air booth, and I take it into the kitchen, and I do all my painting in there. And as I was doing it, I left it all on the side to dry. It was all going lovely, and I was really, really proud of it. And my idea was I was going to do the red Gundam, but basically like the Gundam base, like the ratios that they do the blue in red, and it was going to be the red Gundam. I was going to put Xeon decals all over it. I had a really good idea. And it was all drying there in the kitchen, lovely on the side. And one of my cats went in there, knocked them all over, covered them in cat hair, like absolutely covered them, because I got 3 long-haired cats, covered them in cat hair. And
2 now.
Yeah. And literally like to the point that the cats were wandering around with like red paint, like in their fur. And I was heartbroken, because it was a kit I was really excited. Like, one of my favorite kits is the 2.0. So to do an upscale of the 2.0, I was really excited, and to paint it as well. Super excited to do it. And everything went wrong. And I've even still got the head, because the head was the only part that didn't go wrong. And I've got the head on my desk as like a little reminder. I can show you here right now. Here he is. And it's my little reminder. And but that's mine. I had such a miserable time with it. I had to bin it in the end.
What is it a reminder of? Don't try.
Yeah, no, it's a reminder. Yeah, don't try. Don't be a cat owner. That's what it's a reminder.
Don't waste your time. Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, just don't. Yeah. I just like. It was just such a heartbreaking moment, because it's like everything that could have gone wrong with that kit went wrong, and it was one that I was so excited to build, and it was one it was a proper like passion project that I was just like, I want this to be the best I've ever done, and it didn't even get finished. And like I said, all I've got is the head. And I went out and bought another panda, and I have another panda in my backlog, ready to do it, and I'm gonna go and do it again. I want to improve my painting a little bit in the meantime before, and I want that to be like the 2.0, 2.0. That's my plan.
And I did get to see a lot of the pieces that Dan had painted for this kit, and I was excited probably as much as Dan for him finishing it. It looked like it looked mean. It worked really well. I was genuinely gutted. I thought, to be honest, at first thought he was joking, and yeah, and then I also felt bad because I'd just finished mine as well, and it came out so good. I bet one of the things I was scared of airbrushing was white, and I was like, right, come on, big pants on now, it's time to do that, and it came out so good. I was like, damn, look, it's come out, and then yours has been abolished, so
yeah,
I too might have to buy another one, and we might have to replay the original
Paint the
plan.
Panther game.
As we keep trying to do, every time me and Dan try to do some form of build together, we end up doing something much bigger than the build that we intended. Where the whole UK usually ends up getting involved. So
yeah.
God damn it.
What's your kit then, Drew? That you've
So I've been actually quite fortunate, but in the sense of I've not had too many. But the one that I have had is my first real grade, the 1.0 RX-78.
Oh, really?
Yeah. With Gundam markers of all things. I built the kit and I was just going around, like, touch a little bit of paint in these joints here and on these fingers here, and next thing I knew, I could only describe I had what was more like a soup in my hand than a kit. And I glued it back together with great precision. I still to this day, but it did not move. It was literally fixed in place. It super melted. All the fingers melted off. The arm joints melted on both arms. Both the knee joints melted. Melted at the hip. The head fell off. It literally melted.
Laugh, I'm sorry.
It was funny. It was kind of funny because I was just like, why is it melting on me? I've used the Gundam marker. I thought the Gundam marker that's the official Gundam marker for the Gundam kit that I'm building should work on the Gundam kit that I'm utilizing. Like, it doesn't smell toxic. Well, I don't understand what's going on. Fair to say, RIP to that kit, and many lessons were learned. Down another 25, 30 quid later, bought another one, saved it in the backlog for like 9 months because I was scared of it. And I've redeemed myself. He's up there. He looks glorious. No Gundam marker went near him ever again.
No.
I learned the hard way about those early grade, real grade inner frames that you get, that they they're cheese, all right.
Yeah, they're literally like a little tiny thin skeleton, aren't they? And they're garbage.
I heard that Chuck Norris looked at one wrong once and it just fell apart.
Yeah.
That's how terrible that they are.
Yeah.
Just a good stern look, and the arm joint snaps. So yeah, not the biggest fan of early real grades, except for two exceptions actually. The Mark II is still a good real grade, even though it's got that inner frame, and GPO1 full Burnham and normal version, still absolutely insane kits, and they both have that stupid.
I didn't even know there was real grades of them, if I'm honest.
Did you not?
No, I had no idea.
I'm here to educate. Yeah. Oh well, they are worth your money, and they're worth your time. They're both really, really fun builds. I bought another full Burnham actually, to one day build again, because I built that. That was one of the second builds that I built, a couple of years ago, where it deep dive. I went once, built, bought maybe 2 or 3 kits, went back another 2 weeks later, and I had a backlog. Escalators.
That's how I look at it now.
It's I'm very proud of my. We don't refer to it as a backlog here. We refer to it as a pile of awesome.
Yeah. For those of you who are listening, there's a PGU new, very very obviously placed in the background.
Well, I'm as proud of that pile as I am the facing the other way. Yeah, so I'm very. I've got my room set out as probably most of us. I want everything I've built looking at me at the face. If I ever need a break, and I sit back in my chair, I look up at my awesome creations, and a lot of them have LEDs, so there's stuff to go press and switch on and enjoy, and every night we get the regular dust and change of poses, and that's probably why I don't get to build as much now, because the more you have, the more you end up having to go around and I forgot about that, and clean, mess about with. And
what do you guys use to dust yours, just out of interest?
A makeup brush.
Yeah, I use my partner's makeup brushes. There's like 100 of them here. Just there goes a handful right there.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
So mine's actually
got
like
one of them display things.
Yeah.
Got one of these display.
Oh, look at you, posh.
Double-ended.
Double-ended.
Hey.
Double-ended. Yeah. I'm greedy like that. Double-ended. Yeah, I've got one of them. But before that, it was just. I think it was from like a starter kit, but it was just like a soft, big bristle brush. And now I've utilised the fact that this thing's always on the
on the desk.
I don't do anything. I just go around with the airbrush and dust them off that way.
I've got my 144s in a cabinet, like a glass cabinet type of thing, so they don't really get that much dust on them, and that's quite handy.
That will be the next when the minute I'm looking for a new place. And one of the prerequisites is that there is a room that will solely just be for
building.
The cave. So I'm very excited to finally get the cave. So I'm going to do the same thing, because I'm probably, is anybody a fan of dusting? I'm not a fan of dusting. I'd rather it not got dusty at all, and it stayed looking shiny and nice.
So do you want to do we've got the community segment now. We actually had a question. We had a question of Big Back Builds. That's a heck of a name, actually.
Big Back Builds?
Big Back Builds. Awesome guy on Instagram, if you want to check him out. And he asked, with Gundam doing more collaborations, what's a collaboration you'd like to see? And I thought that was a brilliant question, so I thought we've got to use it.
Oh, that is a really good question.
I think it's an okay question.
just
for everyone, he's one of my friends. Like, I do know him.
I didn't know that. You see, I didn't know that.
Oh well, I didn't either. So that elevates that question to near God tier. Like what great solid question.
Nah, rubbish question. Let's just move on.
What a guy. Right. So Dan, go first.
Well, I went down the line of, I looked at previous collaborations that I've been, and I thought, one of my grail kits is the Lunar Sea 2.0 Zaku. And if you don't know who Lunar Sea are, it's a Japanese rock band, and they did a collaboration with them, and basically they you got a CD and you got a really cool black Zaku with gold Lunar Sea logos on it. And I went down that line of going, a band, I'd like to do a band, but then I thought of like all modern day bands, or like bands I like, and I was like, none of them could. They've either questionably done something, or they're not very good people. So I was like, probably not one of them. And then I went for clothing brands, and obviously, like a couple of weeks ago, I did the Uniqlo RX-78 and I was like, I wear a lot of Uniqlo, but the other thing I wear a lot of is Vans, and I thought Vans would be a pretty cool one. I think they've got, like the checkerboard stuff they've done.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, actually.
Yeah, that's what I went for, and Vans actually do a lot of collaborations with other companies as well. So that's where
They
I went
do.
with it. So
That's
yeah,
a
I
good
thought
answer.
vans would be
Yeah,
a pretty cool one.
different as well.
Tiny little high tops on an RX-78 too. Come on.
Some little half cabs. That'd look
Yeah.
actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I thought of this, and because my logic was the same, but I went down the road of what would I want it? I would want it to be something that I couldn't possibly make myself.
Yeah.
You know, like so. I mean, I don't know about Vans necessarily, but I was thinking about like Nike, and I was like, but they did do the unicorn kits
They
with
did.
the Nike SBs, and then I thought, okay, well, what like I like the idea of having some sort of like almost like a
I own a
collection.
pair of them, by the way.
One of my best friends gave me or my actual best friend gave me the the white unicorn, the RX Zero set. Yes, those ones. Yeah.
I'm jealous.
You mean these?
Yeah,
I've
but
got the kit as well. I've got a high grade SB kit as well.
well, the guy that gave me my best friend that gave me these shoes, he's got bigger feet than me, and they were his, so they're about a size and a half to me. It's just like wearing flippers, you know. But I still do. It's, stick a pair of socks down the end or something. No, I was thinking of like, I was thinking about getting like the idea of collecting something, so you could kind of have all the different brands in like a vending machine, and then you could have the kits stood on the shelves, like like the Japanese vending machines, or like any vending machine, I guess,
cool.
not Japanese ones, but Gundam specifically Japanese, so we can say Japanese vending machines specifically, and gonna have them all lined up like that with the branding of the different drinks or chocolates or whatever there might be in there. I like that kind of idea.
Oh, that's really cool, actually.
But
Yeah.
again, you
yeah,
could just do that anyway, you know.
That's a cool one. I like that one. Drew, what about you?
So I've got kind of two answers, and one we've clearly already touched on already. And I mentioned earlier, because I'm a skateboarder, the Nike SB collab that they did, another Nike SB collab will never not go amiss, because it's two big main parts of my life fused into one. So same as yourself there, like having that shoe is just like, especially at events when you're going to Gundam stuff and you've got them on and you're like, I don't know why, but I don't feel like, I'm not somebody who likes to flex, but it's the one shoe that I'm like, look what I have. I know how hard these are to get. I'm a skateboarder. I'm well aware. I collect Nike SBs anyway. Like at the minute, I've got like quite a few pairs. So like 15, 16 plus, so enough. But the main one I want to see is Honda.
Oh,
Gundam
that's a
and
good
Honda.
one. That was a good one.
I want to see I want to see a Type R, and so they did the Toyota one with Char doing I think it was the Aventus or something like that, or the Yaris or something like that.
Yeah.
And I loved that advert. I thought it was cool. It was so cool, man. But I'd like to see a Honda one, like a white Type R with some, RX-78, little details. But it just makes sense, like. I'm a little bit biased because I'm a big Honda fan and I have a Type R myself, but I just think that would be cool. Honda.
I saw some, I think, on on the new Forza game. You can customize your cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. I one of the guys at work was really into that, and he was showing me the Lightning McQueen cars, and then he said, "Oh, but by the way, there's some Gundam. Some people have done some Gundam cars, and I think they were Nissans, but I'm pretty sure there was a Honda. You have to Google it." But
there's I only saw the other day. That Toyota, the Xeon Toyota.
Yeah.
So the sat nav inside it, it's not a little car going along; it's a little Zaku head. And I was like, I want that car so much now.
Oh, if it actually has that, I don't even. The one thing I've not actually done is to look further than to see, does that car actually exist? Or
It's a real car you could have bought. I've seen things of it. It looks really cool, and apparently it's 3 times faster.
Well, of course it is. Of course it is. It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's the man himself. So when's your imported version arriving then, Dan?
Oh, I'd love one. I would love one. I already drive a crap Toyota, but yeah.
We might as well get a good one then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pretty good answers. I like that. I like the yeah. I think I feel like mine was worse now. That was a good question, though. That was a really good question. Yeah, good on him. Big Black Builds.
Thank you for that question.
Yeah, and if anyone's got any more, yeah, keep them coming. That's another one. You can comment on the YouTube. You comment on the Spotify now as well, and I think you can on the iTunes as well. If not, you can send it as a private message to either of us as well. Yeah, I want to put that out there as well. So for news segments, we've had a pretty rubbish week. Let's be honest. Nothing's really happened, has it? One thing.
Nothing.
I think the biggest news was me breaking my Gundam this morning.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that's
No.
Oh wait, no, the unicorn. The unicorn's got the new decals.
The unicorn, yeah.
Stickers.
Yeah. No.
Was that what we were going to talk about?
That's what we were going to talk about.
Oh, see, I forgot. I got really excited. That was genuine excitement.
So they had like this massive, these new decals on the unicorn before it leaves, and they had this guy there with a fucking giant, putting it on with a machine and stuff. Yeah. What do you guys think of it? Have you seen it? They've all finished it now.
I love it. I think
do you
it
like
looks sick. Oh, I love it. It looks so much cooler. It looks fresh. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. It doesn't look like a kit. The kit doesn't exist. So I like that people can't just go and buy it. I'm sure it probably will exist. The decals. I'm sure that will happen.
Oh, it's going to be a P Bandai set. Yeah, decals.
But at the moment, if you want that, you have to make it yourself. And I like that. I think it's kind of that exclusivity of actually, like Drew, being good enough to actually do it is a big deal. You have to kind of upskill yourself a bit.
What about you, Drew?
Yeah, I saw them putting the very first one on
the shoulder.
No, the shin. They were on the. They were the shin first. They were on the floor, right down on the floor. Still, they were near the foot. They put that one on the left-hand side, and that's all I've seen because I barely had a chance. This is probably the most I've been able to go on my phone this week.
Right.
So even if there was some news, I'd probably be like, "Oh, really? Is there?" I'm
by the way, Drew, they've announced a third Thunderbolt film. I just thought you'd let you know that as well.
Wait, what?
No, I'm joking.
Oh, maybe you can't build my hopes up like that. Oh my god! I'd start doing Homer Simpsons on the floor.
Yeah, so
seriously would.
They've put a unicorn on one of the shoulders, like an actual big red unicorn. They've put the word unicorn on the foot, I believe.
Unicorn Gundam, it says on the.
Is that what it is? Yeah. And then what else is it? Like a red stripe, I think, on the other leg.
I think that's all it is. Just those two, isn't it?
But it was done by the original designer, if I believe, right, of the unicorn.
Kotoki, it's a Kotoki design for the decal placement. But I don't think it were a design that we used, and I think this is like a little homage to like the send off of, again, because Kotoki was the main designer of the unicorn and its transformation anyway, so it's kind of his baby's brainchild and everything, as well as everything else he's pretty much created.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What would you like to see them replace it with?
Oh, God. What I would like and what is going to happen is, without a shadow of a doubt, two different things. I mean, we're coming up to the 50th anniversary, so we're going to get, a granddaddy. We're going to get possibly a new Gundam because of, I mean, how much new Gundam revival have we had lately? The PGU, the revival into Hathaway's Sorcery of Nymph film. It's been, the new anyways, the perfect Gundam of Japan.
They love it. Yeah, they absolutely love it there.
I know we've got the FF version, but that's not the new Gundam. That's not that proper version. But I think realistically, it's going to be an OG. We're going to get a redesign of the OG, probably something similar to the 2.0, in some regards. I'm expecting. What I would like, I am a sucker for Stardust Memory.
Oh yeah.
I'm a real sucker. I would not say no to a full Burnham.
Yeah,
I
I
would
agree with
definitely
that.
not say no to if they've got really big enough balls to a GPO2.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But it's not going to happen. I mean, an 8 for an MS suit, maybe an easy 8, a ground type. I'm a sucker for those.
Yeah.
Even I think one thing we haven't really ever had. Why have we not had a Zaku?
Yeah, something Xeon I would like to see. Yeah, I think.
Or a
We
Harrow.
deserve
Yeah, or Harrow, giant
one
Just a
Harrow.
one
massive Harrow.
Yeah.
massive.
Like a moon.
That's it.
Basically, like
That's it.
that
We've
thing they
sold
have
it.
in Vegas, just a
Yeah,
giant Harrow.
yeah, glowing and
Yeah,
just on all the time, and it talks and screams at
yeah.
everybody. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
What do you think
Um,
of? What do you think they'll have?
I think Drew's right. I think it'll be Gramps.
Yeah,
But do you know what? I would love for them to do something for newer fans. I think that they've done so much recently to try and bring in new people because like
yeah,
you've got your the core fan base is all we're all generally pushing 40 now, so it's kind of they don't need to keep us, but I think they're doing a really good job of trying to bring in new people. So for them to bring in like imagine like the White Gundam from G Quarks or something. I think
that'd be cool.
it'd be cool to see that
That
in
would be cool. Yeah,
in
that'd be
one to
really
one.
cool.
I'm not a huge fan of that color scheme on that suit. I think red would be better, but
yeah. I think it looks better in red.
Red Gundam,
So
I'm quitting work and going tomorrow. They announced that.
you've just sparked a little thought there, actually, Gav. To be fair, with so we got that 5 minute animation video recently with the masterpiece song, um, and the main thing with that is how it's
Oh,
passed down the generations. As we get sort of halfway through the clip, the granddad's looking at his son,
yeah,
who's got his granddaughter on his shoulders, and as you've just pointed out, like us, like yeah, we're pushing 40 now, and we don't need convincing how good we found our Gundam stuff, but now what the responsibility is it's not just a case of ourselves and other people handing it down to a newer audience and generation. As they've announced recently, they're going to redo
the original series. Yeah,
exactly, and I'm probably one of these people who said it at some point that the original Gundam series that now I've watched it and understand it is amazing, but it's quite now tough to watch because the animation style has changed so much that it's making it more difficult to watch. Now, if you watch Doan's Island or any of the Gundam Origin, and we get that kind of styling, animation, your investment into the UC world changes drastically. I mean, it did for me even from 8 for MS Team and Stardust Memory, just getting that newer, crisper animation that, as we've got down the line, not always necessarily, there's some stuff that they've made along the line which I didn't really personally enjoy. It was too in the realms of CGI in that sense, and but CGI is not a bad thing. Like I did enjoy Requiem for Vengeance as another side of things. Yeah, the human acting was terrible, but you can't deny that the way that the mobile suits were conveyed. You had heft, depth, weight,
yeah, yeah.
power, fear, nimbleness. I think they did a good job. More of that stuff. Plus, we got
Well,
8 from S
to
Team
bring it
Corp.
full circle, your Thunderbolt that you were talking about earlier. Sorry to just interrupt you like that, but like the Thunderbolt is brutal. Some of
Oh
the
yeah,
themes in that is
Oh my
dark. Like
word! Yeah,
some really
that's
really brutal themes in that.
it is, and because it's an OVA, there's a lot. It's the way it's told and animated, in my opinion, is digestible. You can go into Thunderbolt, and I have tested this theory with getting non-Gundam fans to watch it, see if they enjoy and understand it. You can go in knowing pretty much nothing about Gundam. All you need to, it's a robe, and by the end of that OVA, that first one, you've gone through quite an emotional roller coaster. and you are left just gasping for more.
Yeah, I agree.
And off you go. And yeah, the tone of that, the music, what he has to go through from both sides. We get, we're not just given here's goodies and here's baddies and here's evil and here's right and here's wrong. You're
It's
given two
war's a lot more
opposing.
complicated than that, isn't it? And I think Thunderbolt does quite a good job of it.
Exactly, but what we're actually shown is, despite the fact that we've got two sides that are just different, or have different opinions, when we're going to see both sides, there's no difference. It's just humanity, both sneeze and drink, need to drink, and you struggle to kind of, it makes you question, like, oh, who do I support? Who do you more support in a sense? Like, in the end, the question comes down to which one grabs you more, the Saiku Zaku or the Full Armor Gundam,
Yeah.
For me, with the Full Armor Gundam, but you can't not absolutely be a hero of a man who chose to have his last limb removed, so he could be plugged into a mobile suit. Physically.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Brilliant story.
It's a stump.
Yeah.
It's a spoiler.
Do you want to go? We'll move on now, and we'll do
because the intrigue is there, and without going and seeing it, you will never gauge the full depth of the reason for the decision and the build up to the decision and the storytelling and the way it's shot. And yeah, and then in the next moment, you go from watching that. It's brilliant. It's perfect. It's not complicated. You can digest it very easily. Bandit Flower, the second one's maybe a little bit more like, hey, what's going on here a little bit now? There's takes a hot minute, and if you've read the manga, there's even more moments of like, what's going on here? But if you're familiar, the manga and the anime is portrayed slightly different. There is certain differences between. There always will be. There always has been. So hopefully, if, fingers crossed, as Dan's clearly just hinted at, if they give us a third film, I'd be jumping for joy. They'll be able to convey it similar to how they've done the last two. I love it. I love the theme. Everything about that is in quintessential perfect Gundam. If you've really not seen it, you're missing out on just the best probably hour and a half that you're going to enjoy. It's up there without a shadow of a doubt. There's not much, and you two probably agree, there's not much of what we see in Gundam that touches the same tone and feeling that Thunderbolt really delivers.
No, I agree. I totally agree with you.
It's definitely up there.
Stardust is the closest for me with the war crimes that we get in Stardust. With the darker palette of the hand drawn and painted style and the way that it moves, it suits the tone. The mobile suits are not as depicted as bright and colourful. They are more murky, and there's a lot more military tones used in there as well. Like Gato's Gelgoog, it's like a green and a kind of like a blue. It's not, even the squad. There's the little squadron that come out as well, where there's Doms and Zaku's in desert colours and greens. The way that that colour palette is, brilliant. That's an inspiration for future paint projects and stuff. Just that 3-4 minute scene of a couple of grunts blasting around in some sand. Great.
Yeah.
More of that. Yeah.
So you guys happy to now? We'll move on to the fun segment. Are you go with that? So, for those of you who don't know what the fun segment is, we're going to do build, backlog, or skip. You okay with that, Drew? So I've got kits. I got 3 kits, and you 2 guys have to put them in a category before knowing what the 3 kits are. Okay. And obviously, you've got build. You're going to build a backlog. You bought it. You don't know what you're going to do with it. It's going to sit in the backlog. You don't know. And skip. You're not interested. So we have first kit. I'm going to go GM Sniper 2 Master Grade.
Build.
I'm going to backlog that one.
You're going to backlog that one. And I will be honest, okay, because I know you so well, Drew. These 3 kits are around things I know you quite like.
Oh, that's not fair. You could. Oh, can I? Oh, I'm doomed then because everything you say, I'm gonna just be build. And well, yeah, I am.
You can. Well, you can't. You've already taken up your build. You've already taken up your build, mate.
I'm not bothered. I'll take it. I am chomping to build the Gym Sniper 2. It's just a 2.0. Yes, I know, with a big gun and a few, but come on, Gym Sniper 2 is the coolest gun.
He's cool. He is cool.
Yeah. So I'm happy with that decision. It's getting built.
So next one is the Stormbringer FA.
I need to know what the third one is before I answer this one.
No.
I'm going to build that one.
You're building that. I would see, me personally, I am building that one, but that's because I am chomping at the bit to build that.
Got it behind me. It's looking at me as well. I feel its eyes burning into my skull.
I love the FA. I love the fact it's got 2 heads as well. You can pick from. It's super cool.
Yeah, you can choose a Gym head or Gym Dominance head or Gundam head. Oh god, I need to know what the next one is, but I don't. So I need to take like this weird 50-50 gamble. So I'm gonna say something that's gonna kill me inside. I'm gonna skip it.
You're gonna skip it. The last one.
I'm gonna skip it. Whatever the last one is, it's going in backlog, so it better be good. Don't you do me over here.
Well, I can confirm you actually have this in your backlog. It is the full armor Gundam Verka.
Yes, I made the right decision. If I'd have skipped that, I'd have cried small tears.
What about you, Gav? That would have been what
to skip it. I've got
to skip it. You have to skip it.
Womp womp.
No.
So, yeah. I said I tried to do all them 3 around what I knew you quite liked, and I think you did quite well.
Do you know what's funny is Dan accidentally sent me those kits, and I said, "Yeah, don't worry about it, I'll forget them," and I really did. And I was thinking like, "No, come on, focus, remember them, come on," and I still forgot.
No, I enjoyed that, and I'll stick by my decisions as well. One of them had to get skipped, so I'd probably say that's the one, and you know, it is what it is.
I don't know.
Play the game to win.
Yeah, I love that Stormbringer FA. It's one kit I really, really love and I want so bad.
I can't wait to build it either.
Yeah, I'll get it one day. I will get it.
I built the PF and that's the like the greyer version, and that was a very fun build. And I bought the FA at the same time, and that was a year and a bit ago now. So I do feel kind of guilty for him.
Letting it sit there.
Still been in his box, but his time hasn't come yet.
His time hasn't come yet.
Every kit behind me will have a time. There's a reason it's in its box until this. I knew it's been in there for probably about a year.
Jesus Christ! I have kits in my backlog, and I've owned them for maybe like 3 to 4 years.
So that's insane. I don't have a backlog.
I'm jealous of you.
I just don't have one. I've got one kit. How? Because they cost money, man.
Well, it's true. Yeah, I do.
I've got one kit, and I say this every week. It's the Production Girl Rico Zaku.
Yes.
It's the green and orange one, and I've got it. And Big Back Builds got it for me. Actually,
nice.
Shout out Big Back Builds.
What a guy!
No, he's rubbish.
Brilliant question, and he buys your gunpla.
He brought me that back, and I just keep looking at it. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I just want it to be perfect.
Yeah,
it's such a. I've built it up in my head. I've now got choice paralysis on whether or not to do anything to it. So it's just sitting there in the box.
Yeah. A lot of people will say like, "Oh, have you got a backlog and stuff like that?" And I will say, to my defense, how I had my Drew probably will the same. There becomes a point where you'll see a model kit that you want, and you'll go to like, "Oh no, I'm not going to get it. Like, I'm not going to bother." And then it sells, and then down the line, you like, "Do you know what? I really want that kit. I really want to build it." Mm-hmm. And you go to look for it on the internet, and it's just doesn't exist anymore, and then you find it on the internet and it's tripled in price. So that's how I ended up getting like a backlog, like I have. That, and obviously going to Japan and bringing stuff back, but yeah, like that's how I kind of I don't want to. I would rather spend the £20 or the £40 on a kit than end up having to spend £170 in a year's time. That's how I ended up with mine, and that's my defense. A lot of people will be like, oh, but yeah.
Well, I found the solution for me was to avoid buying the kits by breaking your old kits, and then you can just rebuild them again. You know.
I like it.
There are I have kits in my backlog currently that I have bought again after building because I enjoyed the experience so much that I needed to know I was going to get to enjoy it again.
Yeah.
So like, I have another full armor Gundam in my backlog. I've already built it. I built 2 of them.
Yeah.
I've got another 2.0 real grade. I've got another full Burnham, another EX Gundam. There's a few kits. GM Command. I've got two of them in the backlog. Like, if there's certain kits that I've built and it all that good, and you down the line still thinking about it, I'm like, no, I'm buying it again. But obviously, the difference now is your skill set will have changed, your techniques will have changed, your quality is going to change. So I'm personally, what I'm trying to get at is an advocate for there is no shame on rebuying a kit that you built and bought whenever you did. Who cares if it was a week or 2 ago? Who cares trying to build it again? They're just model kits, they're just plastic kits. It's not that deep. If you enjoyed something, build it again. I've just picked up another real grade new because Gunpla UK got them in again at a ridiculous price. I was like, right, well, I'm silly not to get one again. The last time I built one were 2, again, quite recent into just starting into the hobby again. I didn't do any form of custom on it rather than some panel lining and the stickers.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what I could do with it now with the, down the line. So I do like to revisit stuff, but all I'll do with the original kits is I'll take them into the shop and I'll leave them at Gunpla so that, it's not taking up unnecessary space, and then also still getting appreciated. And then there's plenty of built kits in the store to see, because one of the things that I've personally really found and becoming a bit of an advocate for is seeing pictures on the internet is one thing, but seeing works in physicality, like being able to go right up to it, being able to speak to the builder, being able to truly appreciate the techniques, the scale, the diorama, if they've done it, the LEDs, the extra work. Like, there is so much more to learn and go away from build days and competitions and model events than you'll ever get from or even going into a model shop. Me and Dan recently, we had a little venture for my birthday into Manchester, and we went round a few of the Gundam shops, and one of them had this particular 2.0 that was custom. Me and Dan both utterly fell in love with. We still probably reference the photo now. Seeing stuff built and painted with kits, and you can buy there's a completely different learning ability there. So we've started up this way, doing some more build days, and we've now got the competition. We did the competition last year, the build build off. We're doing that again this year, but one of the things that I'm aiming to do and somehow incorporate is to come to the store, to come to Gunpla with the finished kits, and we'll have an in-person event. We'll judge it in person. It's it's just a hypothetical, but anything I can do is to try and get a human stood in front of a human or multiple humans. You will learn much more. You'll get a much better appreciation for the kits. You'll be able to talk and make friends, and messages doesn't always give context, and it's about it's not a social hobby. Is this what we do? It's basically quite an antisocial hobby. We buy these kits, we sit in our rooms or wherever we do. Most of us are sat on our own with either YouTube, podcasts, some music on, and we build these kits alone in silence.
Regularly.
And just that in its own right makes it difficult to meet other like-minded people that are in our hobby. The only way to do it is like ways through this, but not everybody is willing to put themselves out there. I mean, even though we're here doing this now, it's still nerve-wracking and anxious to put yourself out there and be like, I build plastic model kits and such. But
Oh yeah.
From doing that, I've made some of the best friends I've ever had in my life, and me and Dan recently had one of the best nights out we've ever had.
Yeah, it was a brilliant night. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, and Day of the Gundam's coming up in less than a month now, and I'm going to be meeting a lot of the lads that have been coming on a TikTok live regular. Ben, Dave, James, Dan's coming as well.
And Gav's coming now, I think.
Gav's coming. Gav's coming
Sure.
as well. Oh my, yeah, Gav's coming as well. But being able to meet all these people in real life and go and have a day out, but all because of plastic click together model kits. What a great world we live in. What
It
a
is.
fantastic
It's brilliant
time to be alive. You know, to connect with people in that way, and it's all positive, and that's the only thing that realistically myself I care about is as long as it's positive and we're being the difference that we want to be in this world, and you're not being an absolute, then it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that, and that's no more than that. And so far, I sometimes struggle to reply back to all the lovely humans that message me about stuff, like, because life, as we know, gets in the way. But what a fortunate place to be in, you know, because of these kits, to have all these people to talk to, reach out to, and now that we're going to meet in real life, and amazing. I love all this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it too.
I like that. It's good energy. Yeah,
that's good. Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up there. Drew, would you like to tell everyone where they can find you on socials and that sort of thing?
Yes, so you can find me on Instagram and TikTok under Gundam Droopler. I am on YouTube as well, but I'm still gaining time and to grow that as well. But it's under the same handle there as well. And if you're anywhere near the Bradford, Yorkshire region, there's a shop there, Gunpla UK Limited, that we've mentioned a few times. I regularly lurk in that shop, usually on a weekend. In a week's time, I'll be working there for a week while Stephen gets his back operated on. So if you ever want to come down and physically chat and hang, you now know where I lurk and where all the other model kits are.
Yeah. Gav?
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously same as last week. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm on Instagram, Spooky Golden Go. I'm so tired.
Same.
When you said let's wrap it up, I'm like, thank you.
I can't wait to fall asleep. Yeah. I'm running on pure something, but I don't know what it is.
So thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, Drew. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure, and having quite a deep chat towards the end there as well. Really appreciate it, my man.
Anytime.
Yeah. As always, I've been Chubby Zaku. You can find me on everything. And yeah,
I'm
everywhere. Thank you very much, everyone. And goodbye.
When are we changing it to? Hang on. When are we changing it to Chubby Buku?
Soon.
Right.
I got a second page. I got to build one soon. I got to build one first.
Chubby Bukus. He's got so many because he's a greedy.
I am greedy, yeah.
But no,
it should be Chubby Harrow, shouldn't it?
Chubby Backlog.
Chubby Backlog, yeah. We'll leave it at that. That's going to be the title of the show, I think, this episode.
I think that's appropriate, especially with my pile of awesome.
Yeah.
Pile of awesome.
All right.
No, thanks for having me, and any time again, I'd love to come back.
Nice one. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.